to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirisho here. Now then, whenever we last left off, Deku, he had just found out that after he got injured after trying to give the Nomu the penance stare, and saw that the Nomu used to be an innocent man, put through torture and basically forced against his will to become a killing machine. He detransformed, then proceeded to lose control of the Ghost Rider, letting him go off restraint a little. Now, Deku, he is somewhat freaking out. As All Might would try talking to him, Deku, he would just run over to the bike. As he hops onto it, everyone's watching as this time it's not covered in hellfire. Where did he even get that bike? Toru, she knows exactly whose bike that is, as she goes running over to Deku. Deku immediately takes off, as everyone just hears the roar of the engine. That is where Deku, he just leaves, getting out of UA and driving straight home, as they try and get in contact with him. But the rider has other plans, taking Deku on a bit of a detour. Deku, he's trying to get back on course, however, anytime he tries to turn right or turn left, the rider just keeps taking him in the opposite direction, until eventually the bike will light with fire and the rider's in control of it. As Deku, he would just be driving straight down the street until the rider finally hits the brakes, sending Deku flying off of it, as he'd go rolling. Now, after that happens, Deku, he would just get up and look into the glass of a nearby booth, asking exactly what is he doing. Kid, you're not doing this again. Doing what? Running from your problems. You think that worked the first time? You were going to die, so I took the wheel. Is that too much to ask? No. I'm just a bit confused as to why you took the wheel. Kid, I'm giving you control over my power. Not even able to use it. Besides, you're not even close to using all of it. All of it. There's that word again. Exactly why do you stick around then? Well, kid, you're the only rider ballsy enough to actually spit in Mephisto's face and fuck him out of a deal. He didn't want you to know that he was going to kill that girl. Really now. Yes. So, I suggest you just go home. Not to pack your shit and leave, but just go home. After this event, I'm pretty sure they're not going to have classes for quite a while. Or you can talk to Mephisto. You may have given up the vigilante work, but might still be something to do down there. As Deku would just say, alright. He'll listen. As he would leave. Now then. 2 to 3 hours later, let us cut to Deku's apartments. Toru, she is knocking on the door. She's not getting any answers, so she's kinda feared for the worst. Being annoyed, she would just keep pounding on the door a bit harder, until eventually it opens, and she sees Deku. She just asks exactly what happened back there, to which he would just try to explain. After that, he thought he lost control of the rider. Well, it's not easy doing this. I can't imagine. Your quirk is kinda dangerous. Well, kid, if there's any time to tell her and be honest, tell her now. Yeah, Toru, that's just the thing. As Deku would just open the door, allowing her in. She would walk in. She feels uneasy though. Deku, she's been here nearly 1,000 times. Even then, today, or this time feels different. There's pressure in the air. Not just from what happened, but she just feels like Deku's gonna say something. Now, as soon as Deku closes the door, he would turn and immediately slump against it, as he just sits down at the wall. As that happens, Toru would just turn and ask him exactly what's he doing. To where he would just say that, I'm giving you an explanation. You see, well, kid, no turning back now. Besides, you know about One for All. So, just tell her it's like that. You see, the Ghost Rider, he's not mine. Yours? I got this power from somebody else. Wait, just like One for All? There's no other, there isn't any other quirk like that. I've never seen a quirk like One for All. This is not a quirk like One for All. It's not even a quirk. As those words leaving Deku's lips feel sour to say out loud. As she just looks at him. Exactly what is One for All, or exactly what is the Ghost Rider then? He's the spirit of vengeance. I made a deal with the devil. He he pushed this onto me. And it's not just that. I made another deal. What? Why after the first one? Well, I hope you understand. What was it? He offered to give you the ability to be visible. What? No, this is me. I did this. Toru, it's not. As she immediately just walks in front of Deku, sitting down in front of him. Ask him exactly what does he mean? What was in that deal? He said that he knew he was going to try and trick him, so he just said that she couldn't die. Which kind of makes her feel a bit uneasy at the same time, but somewhat calms her nerves. She's not going to die, but she's thought this was her improving. She just asked him exactly what is he going to do then. As Deku just would try standing up. He would just say that he plans on going to see Mephisto and seeing exactly what he needs to do. He's going to try and gain more control over this. But as Deku's hand would immediately turn to the Ghost Riders, and the Ghost Rider's face would immediately appear on half of Deku's, saying that they plan on going to see Mephisto and getting a bit more information. Besides, the kid, he thinks he's dangerous right now. I'll leave you two alone. No, you won't. You're always listening. Well, what else am I supposed to do? As that happens. Now, Deku, he would just finally come clean about everything. As Deku, he would just say that he's always loved her. Which kinda threw Toru back for a minute. As Deku, he would just turn his head, saying that he gets it if he's just a monster. He should have died at that carnival. As Toru would just turn his face and kiss him. Deku, he would be in shock, as the writer just says that this kid's pretty lucky. He's never really seen love like that. As Toru would just pull away. She would just say that a monster doesn't have a heartbeat. A monster doesn't feel pity. A monster will kill without remorse. You immediately just looked to see if anyone was okay. Looked to see how much blood you had on your hands. Even though the writer is separate from you. I get it. But that's just it. You and him aren't the same person. You're trying to be held responsible for his actions. In the eyes of the heroes, you're not responsible, but you're gaining control of his power. That's good. But I have one question. Did you go all out at the USJ? Did you go all out? Deku would just ask this to the writer, as the writer would just say he was having fun. To which Deku would just say he doesn't seem like it. The writer, he was toying with that thing. Even if he did get serious, it would have ended with everyone there dead. Or in a flaming pile of dust. Now, Deku, he is not sure how to feel. His hands are just shaking, as he can't even get control over those. Now, Toru would just say that she'll stay with him, just so he's okay. As they would sit down on the couch and just watch a movie. They would just be there. Because that's really the best you can do for someone. Even if you don't understand them, you can just be there for them. Be close. But keep a distance. Now, Deku, he would wake up on the couch, as he is a bit confused. He doesn't remember falling asleep here, as he just moves his head upwards, looking. He sees that Toru, she passed out too. And it's about 3 in the morning. Now, he would just ask the writer exactly what should they do now. He would just say that they need to formulate a plan. It's gonna be tricky, however. What do you mean, tricky? Well, kid, wait a minute. Do you smell that? No? What do you smell? I'm not sure. Kid, get as far away from here as possible. As Deku would do that, he would get outside the door and leave, as he walks down the street with a bike not turned on, getting 2 to 3 blocks away before he finally gets on the bike and turns it over. As he leaves, he begins to ride. He gets 2 to 5 miles away before he finally hears something that doesn't sound quite right. He hears another bike as he's looking around, a bit confused by this. What is that? Now, Deku decides that if he's being followed, he needs to figure out exactly who it is. As he does one thing. He decides to drive down to the canal. As that happens, he gets a good distance away. He is heading directly for a tunnel. Now, before he can even get to the tunnel, however, this is whenever someone would jump in the way. As Deku he immediately tries to dodge them, they would have grabbed him with a chain and pulled him off his bike, as he gets sent flying. Now, as that happens, he would immediately look up as he sees a chain covered in fire. He immediately just grabs it grabs it with his arm and pulls at it. As he finds resistance, he would then look up to see another Ghost Rider. He thought he was the only one. Well, so you are my little replacement. As Deku looks up to see another flaming skull. Another rider. Yes, I am. So exactly what is your story? Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I've seen your face, and I was actually coming for you. I wanted a little chat. So you're why Vengeance told me to get away. Vengeance? Is that what you call your spirits? Well, what else am I supposed to call him? A pain in my ass? Probably. But, well... Question. Exactly why has Mephisto not wiped your name clean yet? What? Well, usually whenever he makes a deal, he gives something in return. Or takes something. So I'm a bit confused. I've heard about your felt it more. Your little deal with Mephisto. And I felt a change. Not in me, but of that girl that's close to you. Really now. How about you cut out the flaming skull bullshit and we chat? No, I'd rather not. As she pulls the chain, grabbing and actually getting Deku close enough to her. As she holds him by the shirt collar. She would then set him down, saying that it's gonna be a long explanation for this. But you're not the only one. Obviously, I can tell. So exactly what are you doing here? Giving you a bit of a warning. Mephisto, or, well, you know, Satan, doesn't like those little deals. So the next one he offers you, I'm here to warn you about. He might make a little loophole. You won't see it, but it's gonna be there. So, never make the third deal. Whatever it is. Deku, he would just say that doesn't sound possible. Well, in theory it's not, but he has his little ways. He's probably gonna send a demon up to Earth and do something. But you should be more than capable of taking it down. It's probably gonna be soon, so be ready for that. However, he doesn't know I'm still on Earth. He doesn't even know I'm in this country anymore. So then, keep an eye out for that. Also, you need to make sure that that girl's safe. You've told her everything, correct? Yes. Lucky you. Most people run. The power from hell. Scorched and burned by fire. Every day. Now, while that's happening, make sure she's safe. Also, do whatever Mephisto asked of you. Play as his pawn. Was already doing some of it, but been putting off some of the work. Good. Now, also, be sure to as she would turn around hopping back on her bike, saying that you need to make sure. Mephisto, he's going to get his just desserts. And what's coming to him? He's done this to many, many people over the centuries. Besides, you're not the only one who wants some payback on that man. As the rider would drive away. Now then, that is going to be where I leave this part off of, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next parts.